Ladies and gentlemen, the President of English. My fellow English learners, I, Duncan Trump, swear to uphold the rules of grammar and to teach English as well as I possibly can. So help me nouns. Hi everyone, welcome. It's Friday the 20th of January 2017. For many people, this is a moment that has been very much anticipated. It is the day when the world changes forever, 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 forever. Hi everyone, hello there, welcome to another live English lesson. As you can see, everything is perfectly normal. There is nothing to see here, nothing special going on. It's just another normal English live stream from me, Mr. Duncan, in England. Yes, I am definitely in England. There is no doubt about it. It is Friday the 20th of January 2017, and as you can see, ticking away just below me here, there it is, look, ticking away, just 2 hours and 54 minutes until you know what happens. And it is myself, Mr. Duncan Trump, here live across the World Wide Web. I hope that you are watching today, because I know that many people will be distracted by the fact that Mr. Donald Trump, my cousin, will be taking over the world in just under 3 hours' time. Oh my goodness. And we have lots of things to come today on the 45th edition of Live English. Yes, it's true. This is actually Live English number 45. And of course, Donald Trump will become the 45th President of the United States in around about 3 hours from now. So everything is fitting perfectly into place. Wow, it's almost as if I've planned this. It's almost as if I've planned it in advance. So here we go, through until the moment Donald Trump becomes president. Yes, you heard me right. I am not here for 2 hours today. I am here for a whole 3 hours. Mr. Duncan, how can you do this? How will you manage for 3 hours? Well, of course, I have my bottle of water here, and even my water has come all the way from the United States. There it is, look. And in fact, I am feeling a little bit thirsty right now, so I'm going to have a little drink of USA water. Not bad. A slight hint of lead there, but there you go. So, not 2 hours today, but 3 hours worth of live English. Also coming up today, we have some questions, of course, to ask you. We have a word puzzle, but today's word puzzle is very different because it involves the studio. Yes, you will have to use your eyes today to look very closely around the studio, because there are some hidden words about my person. Somewhere around here there are some hidden English words. So all of that to come, and of course your questions and comments. Anything you wish to talk about today, you are more than welcome to do so when I open the live chat. And a little bit later on, we are going to have some political discussion live on the telephone today. That's all I'm saying for now, but we have a special guest coming up a little bit later on. So please don't go away. And as I mentioned, the live chat is coming up. I will open the live chat to give you a chance to ask me some questions. Maybe you want to talk about the current situation in the world, because we have the new president of the USA stepping into office in 2 hours and 50 minutes time. Are you excited? I hope so. Also coming up later, some questions to ask you as well. What were you like as a child? What were you like? Were you a good child, well behaved, or were you a bad child? Were you a naughty child? So that's coming up a little bit later on. Also, I have some American English words to show you. What I'm going to do today is to show you some American English words, and I want you to guess what the British English word is. So, for example, if I showed you, I don't know, freeway. That's a good one. Freeway. If I said freeway, that is an American word, but in British English, that word is motorway. So there we go. That's a good example there. So freeway in American English is motorway in British English. I had a slight brain freeze then. Did you notice? Let's hope my cousin Donald doesn't do the same thing next week and fall asleep on the red button. I hope not. So lots of things coming your way. We also have some other stuff to talk about as well. Oh, can you believe it? Next week, on the 25th of January, next week, I will be celebrating my 4th year living here in Much Wenlock. And there I am, standing on the hill, looking across the mountains and hills over towards Wales. And next week, on the 25th of January, I will be celebrating my 4th year living here. It was on the 25th of January 2013 when I first moved here, and I have been so happy ever since. A very happy chappy. So I have been living here for 4 years, and of course lots of special memories. Who remembers 1277? Who remembers my friendly cow that used to live at the back of my house? I made quite a good friend there, in fact. Mr. 1277, a young bull that lived at the back of my house. Not a cow, in fact, he was a bull. Mr. 1277 was a bull. But sadly, 1277 had to go to heaven. It's true. Also, talking of things from the past, who remembers last week's live English lesson? Now, this has given me an idea. Remember last week? I was wearing my blue t-shirt last week. The blue t-shirt with the stripes. Blue with white stripes. Or is it white with blue stripes? I'm not sure. But Alana Bendetti wrote to me and said, Mr. Duncan, I am wearing the same t-shirt as you. So live last week, Elena sent me a photograph of herself wearing the same t-shirt. So that all happened last week live on the programme. And it was quite a moment of time, I must say. A very, very special moment of time. So what I'm going to do today is to invite you to send in your photographs. If you have any photographs today you'd like to send in of you, maybe you could try to dress like Donald Trump. Would you like to do that? So if anyone wishes to send me a photograph of themselves dressed like Donald Trump, you can do so during the course of today's live stream. Don't forget, I am here for 3 hours today, right through to the special event. I will be here as live can be. If it's your birthday today, happy birthday to you. You share your birthday with this guy. Who knows the name of this guy and what is he famous for? Does anyone know? This is an actor called Tom Baker. Tom Baker. He is very famous here in the UK and around the world as well, because he, for many years, played Doctor Who. Still running, still successful, but of course Tom Baker is no longer playing the role of Doctor Who. It's someone else. So there he is, Tom Baker, a very famous British actor, and he is celebrating his birthday today. But how old is Tom Baker today? Perhaps you would like to tell me when I open the live chat. So I will be opening the live chat in around about 15 minutes time. So get ready. Get ready. How old is Doctor Who actor Tom Baker today? Do you know how old he is? Also, we have a little contest ongoing. If you look behind me here, you can see on the floor there are lots of letters lying around on the floor. Can you see them there? Over there? What you have to do is find the hidden words. Now there are some hidden words in today's studio floor, or on it, on the floor. So if you can spot the hidden words on the floor, please let me know. I will invite you to give me your answers a little bit later on when we open the live chat in just under 14 minutes time. And of course, if you have any comments or things to say about the big event happening in 2 hours and 43 minutes, you are more than welcome to. There it is, look, counting down. The seconds are ticking away as we enter a new realm on planet Earth. Also, as I mentioned, I will be showing you some words, some American words used in American English. Now, what I'm going to ask you to do is to give me the British equivalent. So, the equivalent word. I'm now going to go over to the other side of the studio to show you the first one. Would you like to have a look? Okay, let's go over there, shall we? Okay, off we go. Today is a very special day. So here we go, it's live English all the way for 3 hours today. Just in case you are wondering what I do normally. Normally I teach English to the world live as live can be every single Friday from 2 p.m. UK time. Every Friday I am here normally for 2 hours, but today I'm here for 3 hours. So here we go. This is today's first American English word. Now what I want you to do is to give me the British English word that means the same thing. Are you ready for it? Here it is. That's today's first American English word. What I want you to do is to give me the British English equivalent. So what is the British English word for cookie? Cookie. A generic word that means a certain thing. But what is it in British English? If you think you know the answer, you will have a chance to give it to me in around about 10 or 11 minutes time when we go live as live can be with the live chat. Also later on I will be talking live all about the events taking place in the United States with a very special guest. And also, were you a naughty child when you were young, when you was a little child? Were you a good child? Were you well behaved? Or were you a naughty child? Were you badly behaved? All of that coming later on. Do we still have viewers? That's the big question. Now, when I first mentioned to my friends that I was going to do a live stream right up into the point where Donald Trump becomes President Trump, my friends said, "Mr. Duncan, are you crazy? Are you out of your mind? No one will be watching. They'll all be watching the television. They'll all be watching Donald Trump become President of the world." And I said, "Oh no, I have faith in my viewers. I think my viewers are amazing, and I'm pretty sure that they will stick with me, whatever happens, however big the event is." So there it is. There is the American English word. But what is it in British English? If you know what it is, if you would like to give me a guess, you can do in around about 9 minutes time. Just 9 minutes to go until we open the live chat. Are you ready with your fingers? Another question today I'm going to ask is, what is the connection between me and this guy? What is the connection between me, Mr. Duncan, and this guy, the Pink Panther? So there he is, the Pink Panther. What is the connection between the Pink Panther and me? If you think you know the answer to that, or if you'd like to give me a guess, please let me know. And of course, just to keep you thinking and watching, if you look behind me on the floor, there are some hidden words today. But what are they? I have some food in the studio as well. I have been reliably informed that Donald Trump really likes eating Wotsits and Jaffa cakes. So during today's live stream, I will be eating some Wotsits and some Jaffa cakes in honour of the soon-to-be President, Donald Trump. Are you still watching? Are you still there? I'm very glad to hear that. So this is the 45th live stream today, and I am very, very happy to be here with you. If you have any comments you would like to make today, because of course it is as live can be to the whole world. Also, some big news coming later on about next week. Yes, something special will be happening next week. I will be doing an extra live stream next week. Now, normally I only do one live stream each week, but next week I'm going to do 2. Mr. Duncan, how generous of you. So, coming up next week, there will be 2 live streams. More details to follow about what is happening there. What else is happening at the moment? Do you know any nursery rhymes? Now, as a child, we normally recite nursery rhymes. For example, Jack and Jill went up the hill to fetch a pail of water. Jack fell down and broke his crown, and Jill came tumbling after. So that is a nursery rhyme. That is a nursery rhyme I used to recite when I was a child. Do you know any nursery rhymes? Maybe you can type it out on the live chat and I will read it. Or I will try to read it. If you write it in your own language, I will try my best to read it. So if you would like to listen to me later, trying to read other languages and doing it badly, please stay tuned. 5 minutes to go before the live chat. If you think you know what that word is, it is an American English word. But what is it in British English? What is it? Do you know? And what is the connection between me and this guy? There is a connection. Let's just say it's something physical. Also coming up a little bit later on, because last week we had some snow. Remember last week we had some snow? Well, I have some lovely footage here. This is some footage I took last week of the snow in the distance. Look at that. Some beautiful snow in the distance. And there you can see the Wrekin. That is Wrekin Hill, which is not very far away from my house. And can you see the clouds? The clouds being formed on the top of the hill. And of course you can see there is some snow there as well. And finally, it wouldn't be a live stream without having some animals. So here is an animal just for you. It's Mr. Pheasant. A pheasant sitting in my garden. Now this particular pheasant is a regular visitor. He is a regular visitor to my garden. So this is Mr. Pheasant sitting last week in the snow whilst it was snowing. He doesn't look very happy, does he? He looks like a very unhappy pheasant. And of course, next week, the 25th of January, will be the 4th year that I've lived here in Much Wenlock. So I've now been living here in Much Wenlock for 4 years. It will be the 4th anniversary next week. And next week there will be a special live English stream. Not 1, but 2 live English streams next week. But it won't be at the normal time. It will be 12 hours later. More details about that coming a little bit later on. Okay, I can't wait any longer. I am so excited with just 2 hours and 32 minutes to go before my cousin, Donald Trump, is not really my cousin, by the way. We're just doing that for comic effect. Before Donald Trump becomes the president of the world. And I think as a way of celebrating today, I think we will open the bag of Wotsits. Shall we open the Wotsits? Okay then. Apparently Wotsits are orange in colour, and apparently Donald Trump loves them. So here we go. If you have some Wotsits as well, maybe you can join me as we raise a Wotsit and say good luck. Very salty and very orange. Delicious. And also later on I will have one of my Jaffa cakes as a way of celebrating. Right, as we approach 2:30, we will go live with the live chat. Don't forget, if there's anything you want to talk about today, perhaps you'll want to talk about Donald Trump. We will also be talking live on the phone in a short while with my mum. Yes, we're going to go live to my mother in around about 10 minutes time to talk about everything that's going on in the world. Also a question today, What were you like as a child? Were you a good child? Were you well behaved? Or were you a naughty child? All of that to come in the next 2.5 hours. You heard me right. Your ears did not trick you. I will be here for 2.5 hours from this point, right up to the point where Donald Trump becomes the president of the USA. So I will not be going away. I'm going to be here right through to that moment of time. We can share this historic moment together. Would you like to do that? Would you? I hope so. This week, just before we go live with the live chat, I posted a new lesson on my YouTube channel where I talk about an English textbook. Quite a good English textbook, very clear with lots of illustrations and very clearly explained. So that is my new video that I've posted this week. It's very unusual for me to review books, but I was very impressed with this particular textbook, so I couldn't resist making a short review about it, or a review of it. So there it is, now available on my YouTube channel, an English textbook review, an English grammar guide. Right, this is the moment you've all been waiting for. I bet your fingers are poised. That's a great word, poised. Something that is poised is positioned, it's ready to go, it's ready to do something. You are poised. As we open the live chat, it is just after 2:30. Here in England, it is Duncan Trump live across the world, and I hope you are having a super duper Friday wherever you happen to be watching. Live chat time. Okay, I am now going to enable the live chat. Yes, the live chat is now enabled. Let's open the live chat. Who will be first on the live chat today? I can hardly stand the excitement. It's too exciting for words. John Robinson is first on the live chat today. Hello, John Robinson. Hello, my friend. Hello, John. I believe you are watching in Liverpool, if I'm not mistaken. Hello, Mr. Duncan. How are you? Tom Baker is the person in the photograph. Thomas Stuart Baker. He is actually... Now, according to the news, he is 83 today, but some people are saying he's 85 today. So I'm not quite sure which is right, but some people are saying that Tom Baker is 83 and some are saying that he's 85. Let's just have another look. There he is, Tom Baker. Well done to H. Hala, who got it right. Yes, Tom Baker played Doctor Who during the 1970s. Who remembers Tom Baker? Do you watch Doctor Who? Do you like it? I love Doctor Who, except for when I was a child, when I was a kid. When I was a child, I hated the beginning of Doctor Who. I used to go and hide behind the sofa or the settee or the couch, depending where you're watching. Some people say couch in American English, and other people say sofa or settee. I used to always run and hide behind the couch or sofa when Doctor Who started, because I hated the opening titles. I used to be very afraid when Doctor Who started. Maybe if I remember, I will ask my mum about that, because my mother will remember that as well. She will say, yes, you used to run and hide behind the sofa when Doctor Who came on. Hello, Mr. Duncan. Saturino Farandola is here. Thank you for joining me today on this very historic day when the world becomes different. Saturino, ciao, Mr. Duncan. We love the rug on your head. The rug on my head? What are you talking about? This is my real hair. How dare you? You look like the Italian Premier. Gentiloni. More like him than President Trump. Well, I'm not trying to look like Donald Trump. I'm Donald Trump's cousin. I'm his cousin. Hello, Mr. Duncan. Perhaps the Pink Panther started when you were born, says Olga Skriptinoka or Skripnikova. Olga Skripnikova. I eventually pronounced it right. Saber Filali says, hi, Mr. Duncan. Hello to you. Hello, Saber. Michael Podelko. The equivalent of the American word cookie is... Michael, you are so clever. You've got it right. Yes. The equivalent of cookie in British English is biscuit. Biscuit. So there it is. So in American English, they say cookie. Cookie. In British English, it is biscuit. Biscuit. Ooh. Well done to Victor Scalata. Says it's biscuit. Michael, of course, got it right as well. Claudio Adriani says, hello, Mr. Duncan. Hello, Claudio. Welcome to this very special day. I even have my fake presidential smile today. Here we go. Here is my fake presidential smile. People of the United States and planet Earth, I come in peace. There. Is anyone still watching? Anyone still there? Maybe you've all gone now to watch Donald Trump. Maybe. Claudio says, hello, Mr. Duncan. Hi, sir, says Suman Ahmad. Hello to Suman and welcome. Dunia Z says, I think you have the same eyebrows and the same look as the Pink Panther. Let's have a look, shall we? Do I look similar to the Pink Panther? Maybe. I do look a bit similar to the Pink Panther. But there is one thing that we have in common. Does anyone know? There is one thing that connects me with the Pink Panther. But what is it? Mohammed El Sharqui says, hi, Mr. Duncan. How can I start? How can you start what? I don't know. Van Najuan, hi, Mr. Duncan. Great to see you again. I read on my local news that ISIS or IS want to kill Donald Trump. Well, they don't really like anybody, do they? They don't like anyone, you know, really. They don't get on very well. Not really. Van Najuan, thank you very much for that input. Chris Hexagonal Froggy, hello, Mr. Duncan. Do you want a biscuit? Well, I do have some Jaffa cakes here, but I have to save those for later because I am on for a very long time today. I'm on until 5 o'clock and I've only been here now for 40 minutes. So I have another 2 hours and 20 minutes to go. Will I last all of that time? I don't know. I'm not sure. Hi, Mr. Duncan. The new Donald Trump. Thank you for reviewing the book. Njuin Loy. Thank you very much for that. Yes, that is a new video that I put on this week, a new lesson reviewing a brand new English textbook. It has only just come out. So I thought it would be nice to talk about something different for a change. So that's the reason why I did it. Thank you, Njuin Loy, for that. Saber Filali asks, how are you, Mr. Duncan? I am not too bad today. Very happy. I suppose I'm excited because I'm here again with you. John Robinson is now looking on the floor behind me, because behind me there are some letters, some English letters on the floor. Can you see them? And hidden on my floor today are some words, some English words. But what are they? What are they? Legrand Blue is here. Hello, Legrand Blue. From Donald Trump's cousin, Duncan Trump. Nice hair, Mr. Duncan. It suits you very well. What do you mean? This is my real hair. Look, it's real. It's real. It's not fake. This is my real hair. Hamada Tube has made a guess as to one of the words on the floor. You're kind of right, and also kind of wrong. Diana Romano UK, welcome, Safa. I don't know what that means. Is that your name? Rita Maria Gomez, hello, Mr. Duncan. Your hair looks beautiful today. Thank you very much. I was up all night preparing my hair. I had to wash it and then blow dry it. I wanted it to look beautiful for today, you see. So I'm so happy. I'm so happy that you like my hairstyle today. Thank you very much for that. Jainam Shah, hello. This is the first video of you I am watching. Please tell me how to start learning English on your channel. My YouTube channel, the address is just over there. Can you see it? youtube.com, Duncan in China. That is my YouTube channel. On my channel there are hundreds of English videos talking all about the English language. Some of the videos are about certain subjects, others are about the English language. So there's lots and lots of things to find and discover on my YouTube channel. So that's how you do it. And of course, every Friday I am here live as live can be. Jane Amshar, thank you very much for that. Claudio Adriani, you and the Pink Panther are really thin, aren't you? Well, that is true. That's a very good guess. I like that. Yes, we are very thin, because I'm very thin and tall, and so is the Pink Panther. Yes, that's quite good. Yes, I don't mind that. Yes, that's okay. That's quite a good guess, but there is something else, which I will demonstrate later on. Dunia Z guessed the American English word right. Yes, I've thrown it on the floor. Where is it? Oh, there it is. Yes, there it is. The first American word today that you had to convert into British English, cookie, is of course biscuit. Biscuit. Another American word coming a little bit later on, American English word just for you. So don't go away. And of course, were you a naughty child? What were you like when you were little? Was you a good child? Were you good and well behaved? Or were you a bad child? We're going to talk to my mother in a minute. The phone is here, ready. We're going to talk live to my mother in around about 2 or 3 minutes time, and we're going to ask her some questions, what she thinks about Donald Trump, and also Perhaps today I can also ask my mother what I was like as a child. Maybe that's a good question. If you have a question that you would like to put forward to my mother as well, maybe you would like to do the same thing. Mohammed El Shakari, what is the best way to master English? My level is to be good. All I can say, if you want to be good at anything, if you want to be the best at anything, you must put a lot of time and effort. Practice, practice, practice. And practice. John Robinson says cookie equals biscuits. Yes, you are right. Sabre, do you have another new lesson in the future? Yes, there are always new English lessons appearing on my YouTube channel all the time. Ahmed got it right. Yes, cookie is biscuit. Hi, Mr. Duncan. Your hair is very similar to your cousin's hair. Yes, it is. I'm Duncan Trump, and as you can see behind me, there is my cousin, Donald Trump, looking over his wall. Can you see? He's over there in the corner of the studio. Hello, Mr. Duncan. Powerful relative. Yes, I think I can get anything I want now. If I want some favour or something special, maybe I can get anything now because I'm Donald Trump's cousin. Yes, you're right. I think you might be right there. Sabre says you look great today. Thanks a lot, Mr. Duncan. You are so nice with blonde hair. Thank you very much. Normally my hair is brown, but today it looks very blonde. Blonde. You know what they say? They say that blondes have more fun. Ooh. How true is that? I don't know. Your new look is great, Mr. Duncan, says Khaled S. Trio. Thank you very much for that. Mr. Duncan, could you tell us what your Facebook page is? If you just put Mr. Duncan, lowercase, and UK. I will write it down for you. Why don't I just write it down for you? That's a lot easier. Here we go. So my Facebook is Mr. There it is. MrDuncan.uk is my Facebook. MrDuncan.uk. Don't forget to use capital letters, please, or else you get someone else. Mr. Duncan, I am from Vietnam. Thank you, Van Duyn, for that. Welcome to my special live English stream today. It's a little bit different today from normal, whatever normal is. Najuin Loy says, can you speak with an American accent? I can't. No, I'm not American. I'm British. But my cousin over there, he can speak very good American English. Shall we solve the word puzzle today? Says Lena. Yes, you can try. There are some words over there. Can you see in the corner of my studio on the floor? There are some letters, and within those letters there are some hidden words. Ooh. 3 hours live today. Yes, I am live for 3 hours. Okay, let's go to the phone. We are now going to call my mother and say hello to my mum. Let's find my mum's phone number. My mother, live on the phone. It's exciting.
Hello.
Hello, Mother.
Hello, Duncan.
Hello, yes, it is your long-lost son here.
Oh, just turned up again, have you?
I have, yes. I've just come to say hello to you. Now, guess what?
What?
I'm now live on the internet doing my lovely live English lesson.
Oh.
Are you surprised?
Yes, I am very surprised.
Now, I was
Well, you
wondering...
never do that.
I never, ever do that. Only every Friday.
Yeah, come on.
Okay, then. Now, you know what's happening later, don't you, today?
No.
There's a certain man who is about to become the president.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh. Now, from your voice, I can already feel a little bit of skepticism. Are you?
Well, just a little bit. I'd have thought a man with all his money would be able to get his hair cut decent.
You don't like his hair?
No, I don't like the wig.
So what do you think of Donald Trump generally?
Not a lot.
Would you say that you're into politics?
I'm not into politics, no.
Do you trust politicians?
No.
Why not?
Because they're all out for what they want, not for what the people want.
You know what? You might not be far from what most people think. That does seem to be the sort of impression that people have nowadays. I think people have become a little bit cynical. But why do you think that's happened? Why?
Because they never do what they say they're going to. They promise us everything and they deliver nothing.
So when they say they're going to make the country fairer or raise the wages, you think they never do that?
Well, how can they raise the wages when they're cutting down on health and spending on health?
That's a fair point, I suppose. So you
the schools, they can't afford teachers for the schools.
You know what? I always remember reading something about politics. Someone once said that politicians always make the past look worse than it was, and they always try to make the future look better than it will ever be. And I think that's quite...
They never manage it, though, do they?
No, that's it. They always sort of alter the past to make it look worse, and then with the future, they always make the future look better than it will be if you vote for them.
Yeah. So what do you think is going to happen? He's going to do nothing that he said he's going to do.
I think maybe a year from now, many people will be complaining. They will be saying the same thing. They will be complaining about, oh, that Donald Trump is not doing what he said he was going to do.
Well, he's going to look after his friends and his family, isn't he? Make sure they're employed.
Oh, so you think there'll be a bit of nepotism? That's a great word, isn't it? That's a great word, isn't it? Nepotism.
It is, yeah. Where'd you get that one from, Duncan?
It's from my big dictionary.
Ah.
Now, enough of politics. We're going to talk about something else. I've been asking some questions today. Now, I asked earlier, I haven't had any replies to this yet, but I asked some of my students watching now what they were like when they were a child, when they were young. Now, I'm just wondering, what was I like? Because I don't really remember, to be honest. Was I a good boy or a naughty boy?
It was a bit in between, I think.
In what way?
Well, you didn't always do what you were told, but you often did things that you shouldn't have done.
There's one thing I do remember. I remember you telling me when I was a baby I used to cry all the time.
Oh, you did, yeah. Proper man.
I can't quite imagine that now.
Why? All babies cry.
Cause,
you weren't that bad, really. You grew up all right, and that's the main thing.
There might be some people that would beg to differ.
No, well, yeah, you're all right. We've all got a fault, but you're all right.
Oh, thank you very much for that. That's it. That's official now from my mother. Mm-hmm. My mother said I am all right. So there. It sounds like you got your hands full there.
I have got my hands full. I've got both hands full. I've got my phone in one, and I've got your nephew's phone in my hand, watching you on it.
Oh my goodness. Okay, just before I let you go, because I can see you're very busy, or hear you're very busy today.
I have. I've got your two nephews and your what was it? Second niece.
Because I'm like a great uncle now, aren't I?
You're an uncle, yeah, that's right. You're a great uncle.
I'm a great uncle.
Oh my God, you're getting old, you are.
I really feel old now because I'm a great uncle. My mother's on the phone, just in case. I've got a lovely picture of my mum here. There she is, look. There's my mum live on the phone now, by the way.
Yeah.
Now, one last question. I was talking about Doctor Who earlier. Now, can you remember what used to happen every time Doctor Who came on the television when I was little.
You'd sit down and be quiet until it finished. You used to love it.
But I used to do something else at the start. I used to always... Do you remember when I used to always run and hide behind the sofa?
Oh, yeah, you did, yeah. And then you got used to it when you come out of it.
That's it. I used to hate the opening of Doctor Who, and I used to hide around the back of the settee, didn't I?
It was a bit spooky though, wasn't it? And the music.
And of course, I was very young then.
I like your Trump hairdo.
You like my Trump? How do you know that I have a Trump hairdo?
Because I'm looking at you on Kyle's phone.
Oh, I see. So you're there. My nephew is there, and also
my two nephews are there.
And also my great niece is there.
Yeah.
That's quite.
They were coming, you see.
No, that's okay. No problem. Wow, so many people there today.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Mummy, I will let you carry on. Thank you very much for your input, your political
point. I haven't bored you too much.
You haven't bored me, no. It was very interesting.
Okie dokie.
Maybe it could be a regular thing. Maybe every week we could phone you up.
Yeah, well, I'll have to write my script out, won't I?
I'll send you a script for the post.
Okie dokie.
Is that a deal?
Yeah, that's a deal.
Oh, there we go. You heard it first. You heard it first. There it was. It's a done deal, everyone. My mother will be appearing every week on the phone with a new word. How's about that?
That's great.
That sound good?
Yeah.
Okay, we have a deal. Thank you very much, Mummy. I will let you get back to work.
You take care.
Taking care of the rest of my family.
Okie doke, lovely.
Catch you later.
Yeah, bye-bye.
Love you, Mummy.
Love you.
Bye.
Bye.
And there it was. My mum live on the phone with her political points of view and also revealing some small secrets about my childhood. I hope you enjoyed that. It's 5 minutes to 3 o'clock and we are as live can be here on the World Wide Web. Thank you very much to my mother for appearing today. Mr. Duncan, we can't believe that you are on for 3 hours today. Yes, it's true. Mr. Duncan, both you and the Pink Panther are smart and intelligent. Maybe. James Wright is here. Where are you watching, James? Hello to you. I can see that you've grown new hair. Yes, do you like it? It's my new hairstyle. Duncan Trump says, Icaro late. Thank you very much for that. Mohammed Mustafa, please, I want to be an English teacher. How can I be an English teacher? You must work very hard and, of course, you must study English. That's very important. Saturino Farandola says, I was not a naughty kid. I was nothing more than a pest. I think that doesn't that mean you were naughty? I think that means you were naughty. Mr. Duncan, can you do an imitation of Donald Trump? Say things like, believe me, in the end of the phrase, and tremendous. I know Donald Trump does this a lot when he's talking about something and he wants to make his point well known. He says, I really gotta say that we will make America great again. Something like that. Hello, Mr. Duncan. This is Mohammed, the first time to watch you from Dubai. As recommended from your favourite friend Abdullah, Mohammed Shawki. Welcome to a very different live stream today. We are coming up to the first hour. We are just 2 hours away from the inauguration of Donald Trump as the President of the United States. Oh my goodness. What do you know about Algeria, Mr. Duncan? Well, I know one thing. It is on my list of countries watching. All around the world, many people watching. Can you see? Morocco, France, Mexico, Algeria. There it is. Russia, Spain, Ukraine, Algeria, Colombia, Chile, Moldova, Uruguay, United Arab Emirates, Venezuela, and the list is so long I have had to make it longer. We have El Salvador watching as well, Georgia, Finland, Honduras, Libya, Denmark, and Armenia. All of these countries are watching live today. Thank you very much for joining me. Abdullah Zuhair asks, how can I connect with you? Well, you are connecting with me now by typing your messages live. Yes, this is live. We are now coming up to 2 hours. We are just 30 seconds away from 3 o'clock. 2 hours to go before Donald Trump steps into the White House as the President of the USA. If someone likes to become a teacher, they will have to go through teaching courses to get some special knowledge. Then he or she should start working with people. I mean, teaching them. Thank you, Lena, for that. You are very right. Yes, if you want to become a teacher, the first thing you have to get used to, you have to become accustomed to dealing with people. Because teaching means communicating with other people. So yes, so a teacher must be a very good communicator as well. I think you're right there. Thank you very much, Lena, for that. Bernardo Callahan, no, he doesn't. I don't know what that means. Only me. Hello, only me. Mr. Duncan, is your accent British? Yes, I am in England and I am British. I know it looks very strange today because there's lots of American stuff around me, lots of American things, but I am talking to you now live from England. Bernardo and Dunia are watching today. Dunia says, I like your bald head rather than the blonde one. Thank you very much for that, I think. Oh, I see. Simona Badisha or Badisa says, oh yes, I've got the words on the floor. I can see some words that are written on the floor. Thank you very much. Tom Baker, Doctor Who, is apparently he's 83 today. Now I thought he was 85, but apparently he is not 85, he is 83 today. Some people were saying he was 85 and others were saying 83, but he is in fact 83 today. Tom Baker, he used to be Doctor Who in the 1970s. I really love your fake smile. You mean this? Vote for me. Everything will be all right if you vote for me. Honestly. Look at this face. Would this face lie to you? Would it? Hello, sir. Zahidur Ramahan says, hello, sir. I am from Bangladesh. Hello there. Julia Shirakova, hello dear teacher, it is a great idea to let us listen to your conversation with your dearest mum. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed that. That was a special moment, talking live to my mother just a few minutes ago, and perhaps next week, if you enjoyed that, we can have my mother back next week. Does that sound good? I hope so. Bernardo, haha, the best impression ever. Do you mean my impression of Donald Trump, my cousin? Hello, Mr. Duncan. The word behind you, I can see the word peace. Oh, yes, of course, up there. Can you see it? There it is. The word peace is there. But also on the floor, there are some words as well. Can you see on the floor? There are some hidden words behind me. There they are. But what are they? What are they? What are the hidden words on the floor? MD Makust or Masood I am watching in India. Hello to India. Hi there. Brazil is here. Mr. Duncan, can you say hello to Brazil? Asks Leonardo Lemos. Hello to Brazil. Hi there from Duncan Trump. Pablo Alvarez Garcia. Mr. Duncan, do you like Donald Trump? I don't know really. Guinea Conakry is watching too. Please write it down. Guinea Conakry. Guinea Conakry. Oh, of course, that's the place, isn't it? That's a place. Guinea. Mohammed Kamara is watching in Guinea Conakry. Mansour Mohsen is watching in Egypt. Hello to Egypt. Hi there. Trump is about drinking a cup of tea or coffee with President Obama. Now, I must say, when they shook hands, do you remember a few weeks ago? Before Obama stepped down, they had to meet, didn't they, in the White House? At first, it was a little bit embarrassing. They looked very uncomfortable together. But then they shook hands and everything seemed a little bit more calmer and friendly and jovial. I love your body language while teaching, while speaking. MD Makus or Maxud. Thank you very much for that. Thank you very much. My body language. Did you know that I have made a lesson all about body language? It is on my YouTube channel. It's true. Shall we have another American word? Okay, I will go over to the other side of my studio and I will show you another American word. But what you have to do is tell me what the British English word is for it. Let's go. I really like Wotsits. They're very orange. I don't know why. I seem very attracted to the colour orange today. I have no idea why. Okay, another American English word coming up right now. What you have to do is tell me what the British English word is for it. There it is. Drapes. Drapes. That is an American English word. What I want you to do is tell me what it is in British English. So what are drapes in British English? There it is. Drapes. I don't know about you, but if I eat too many Wotsits, I get very thirsty. Please remember to have a bottle of water nearby whilst eating Wotsits. Just 1 hour and 51 minutes before Donald Trump becomes the most powerful man on the planet. Zahidur Ramaham. Sir, I am a regular viewer of your episodes, but I have a problem with my speech. I cannot find more than one word or an appropriate word? Is there any list of common words which is frequently used in daily life? Here's an idea. Now, I have an idea for you. Perhaps you could get yourself a thesaurus. Thesaurus. Maybe a little pocket thesaurus with common words. A thesaurus is a word book, normally containing words with alternative words as well to go with them. So I think that's what you're talking about there, and that's what you're asking. So Zahida, perhaps you could get hold of a very small basic thesaurus, a book which gives you a list of words with alternative words or different words to go with them. I hope that helps you. Mustafa Alikari. Thank you, Mr. Duncan. You are welcome. You are very welcome. You look great today. Thank you very much to Asagul Akitas. Thank you very much. Matthew Boone says, Matthew Boom. Hello, Matthew. The red telephone in the background over there, is it a direct line to the White House? Well, it's funny you should say that, because yes, it is. The phone over there, it's a direct line. I'm having it connected tomorrow, and that phone will be connected directly to Donald Trump's desk in the White House. At the moment, it's not working, but tomorrow it will be connected. So I'm looking forward to phoning my cousin tomorrow, Donald, and saying congratulations on your inauguration. Mr. Duncan, why does Donald Trump want to build a wall? Well, maybe we all have to have hobbies, I suppose. I have hobbies. I like bird watching. I think Donald Trump's hobby is bricklaying. We all have a hobby. Gorka Kamalova, I am from Kazakhstan, Mr. Duncan. Welcome, welcome, Gorka. Gorka Kamalova, welcome. Carla Angelosi, I like your mum. She has a beautiful voice, and I agree with her about politicians. Your eyes and nose look like those of her. Yes, I do look like my mother. A lot of people say that. Where's the picture of my mum? Here it is. So there's my mother. We do look very similar. Can you see? Do you like that? Yes. Yes, we do look very similar. In fact, if I try to zoom in there, oh yes, I can make that larger. Look, there we go. There we go. There it is. So yes, we do look very similar. I do look like my mother. I think so. That's very strange moment there. Yes, I do look like my mum. I think so. Very, very similar to my mother. Thank you for noticing that. Saturino says, I like your messy room. It seems like my room when I was a kid. I'm starting to get the feeling, I'm beginning to think that you were a naughty child, Saturino. I think so. Mr. Duncan, I am Jose Alberto from the Dominican Republic. I need to know the difference between sickness and disease. Well, sickness is the effect of disease. So disease is the thing that is spread around, and sickness is the result. The result. Please tell me, are you related or not to Donald Trump? Asks Francisco. Yes, of course I'm related. I'm his cousin. 500 times removed. But yes, I'm his cousin. Can't you see the resemblance? We have the same hair, for goodness sake. It's obvious. Mohammed Mustafa, what is the best book for English? Well, there is a good book that I mentioned during the week, last week. I mentioned this book. This is a very good textbook for those who wish to improve or learn or understand English, English for Everyone, an English grammar guide. And there is a video on my YouTube channel where I talk all about this particular book. MD Maksud has guessed the American word correctly. Oh, well done. So the American word converted into British English. Well done. Sean Y has also got it right. Thank you, Sean, for that. Zivil Karzinorskin says the same thing. You've got it right as well. Khaled, well done. You've got it right. Abdullah Zuhair has also got it right. Christina Jackson, well done. You are also correct. Yeah. Andre Vincent asks, drapes? Drapes. Yes, the American word drapes. David Vina. Hello, Mr. Duncan. My name is David and I am a Latin boy. My name's pronunciation is different in Spanish. How should I introduce myself when I meet someone for the first time from an English-speaking country? Well, David, you can just say, hello there. Or, do you mind if I speak to you for a while? Is it okay if I talk to you for a short time? So if you are introducing yourself without the other person knowing who you are, you can just say, hi there, hi, my name is David. Pleased to meet you. How are you doing? Do you mind if I talk to you for a short time? Is it okay? Is it okay if I speak with you? Would you mind giving me some of your time? Could we have a conversation together for a short time? So there are actually many, many ways that you can introduce yourself to another person. It all depends on the situation, of course. It depends what the situation is, what is happening at the time. Khaled, the difference between will be opened and will be opening. It's the same thing. Something will be opened, something will be opening. It will be happening in the future. Something will open for business. Normally we use it in that way. So something that is opening or something that will be opened might be a shop. Maybe a new shop will be opened. It will be opened. It will be opening. Carla Angelozzi, Mr. Duncan, too easy. Drapes is in the dictionary. Well, of course it's in the dictionary. Most words are in the dictionary. Most of them. So if you go to the dictionary, you can find any word, really. I call that cheating. Chris Hexagonal Froggy has also got it right. Yes, you are right. My hair is so lovely today. Do you like my hair? It's so beautiful today. I was up all night preparing my hair. I think it looks beautiful. Olga says, hello, Mr. Duncan again. It was nice to hear your mum's voice. I was a nice girl at my childhood, or during my childhood, or in my childhood. Even my mother thought I was abnormal because I cried a little in comparison with other children. So Olga, you used to cry very little. I was the opposite. When I was a baby, when I was a little baby, can you imagine me as a little baby? I used to cry all the time, according to my mother. I like your hair, Mr. Duncan. It reminds me of someone. But who could it be? I wonder. What English dictionary do you like the most, Mr. Duncan? I normally use the Oxford English Dictionary. So I normally use the OED, the Oxford English Dictionary. That's my favourite. Amparo Goig. Hi, Mr. Duncan. I was a good little girl, but a naughty teenager. That's very normal, though. Lots of teenagers tend to be very rebellious. They like to rebel. They like to do the opposite to what they are told. I think so. Violetta. Violet. Hello, Mr. Duncan. Today is my 10th birthday. Would you like a piece of chocolate caramel cake? I would love that. But for now, I have my lovely Wotsits. My Wotsits to keep me company. In the final hour, we will open the Jaffa Cakes, I think. So I won't open the Jaffa Cakes just yet. But I will open the Jaffa Cakes during the final hour before Donald Trump becomes president. Simona Badisha says, when I was little I was crying a lot too, and later I liked to climb trees and play football with the boys, so my mother was not happy. Okay, I don't know why. Bernardo Callahan, what a lovely lady. Do you mean my mum? Yes, my mummy is lovely. I love her very much. Ronit Carthy, please guys, sub me, and I will sub you back. What is this? 2008? It's like, that reminds me of my first years on YouTube a long time ago, because I've been on YouTube for over 10 years now doing this. Over 10 years I've been doing this. And I remember many years ago people used to ask for sub. So sub for sub. Sub for sub. Let me write that down. People used to put sub for sub. Here it is. Can you see that? So that's what people used to put in the comment section on YouTube many years ago. That's all they would put. They would just put sub for sub. So that means if you subscribe to me, I will subscribe to you. A mutual arrangement. Mutual. Something that is beneficial to both people is mutual. Mutual. Mohammed Mustafa, what is your info about the certificate from the British Council? I don't have much dealings with the British Council. That might surprise you. That might be a little bit of a shock to you, but I don't have much in the way of dealings with the British Council. Nicole says, Mr. Duncan, you should have worn a flashy tie. I think this tie is quite flashy. Looks quite ceremonial. Ronit Kathari, guys, please sub me again. Oh, you're very desperate there. In fact, I'm going to say goodbye. Say goodbye to Ronit because he's starting to annoy me. He's spamming my live chat. Please, no spam. If you spam my live chat, I will ask you to leave. Pedro Belmont. Hello, Pedro. Pedro Belmont. Hello, dear Duncan. How have you been? I'm okay, thank you very much. I'm just sitting here now live on the internet, drinking my American water, fresh from the United States. That has lots of Trump vitamins in it. Vitamin O. MX25A. Hello, Mr. Duncan. Lovely blonde hair. You look so young. Ah, thank you very much for that. That's very kind. Violetta Violet, I've been watching your lessons for over 2 years. My sister Julie and my mother are watching you too. We all adore you and your films as well. And that comes from Martha. Martha. Thank you, Martha. Carla Angelosi, can you suggest a very easy English book? Maybe one you used to read when you were a child. I used to read all sorts of books, but one thing I used to do when I was a child is I used to read and recite from memory nursery rhymes. Humpty Dumpty sat on a wall. Humpty Dumpty had a great fall. All a king's horses and all a king's men couldn't put Donald Trump together again. I think that's how it went. I think so. I'm celebrating my birthday party in a minute, watching you. Happy birthday to Martha, I believe that's your name. Violetta Violet. Let's have some fireworks to help you celebrate, shall we? Where are my fireworks gone? I've lost my fireworks. There they are. Some special fireworks for you. There we go. Thank you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to Martha. Happy birthday. It's your birthday. Yes, today. That's enough fireworks. We will have some more fireworks later, of course, for one particular reason. Mr. Duncan, I would like to ask you what out like a light means. Reika Kuna, out like a light means to be unconscious. Like that. If you are out like a light, it means you are unconscious. You are out like a light. Perhaps someone has hit you. Or maybe you have fallen asleep. You have gone out like a light. Out like a light. Good costume, Mr. Duncan. Thank you, Alberto, for that. Alberto, thank you very much for your comment. Let's go across to the other side of the studio to give you the answer to the word that I mentioned earlier. So we are now going to go over to the other side of the room. La 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 do 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 do. I'm not eating Wotsits, honestly. I'm not. No, I'm not. Okay, here it is, the American word that I gave you earlier. A lot of people got this right. Well done to you. Although, I hope you weren't cheating. Please don't cheat by using a dictionary. That's not fair. So there it is, drapes. Drapes, and in British English we call these curtains, like this behind me. Can you see the curtains? Curtains. So in British English we say curtains. In American English they say, no, try again, they say drapes, drapes, drapes. Curtains, drapes, curtains. If you just joined me, welcome to a very special live English. I am here with you right up to the point when Donald Trump becomes the President of the USA. La 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 America, la 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 America. Just 1 hour and 31 minutes to go. Whew, are you excited? Yes, I love Humpty Dumpty. My best is Hickory Dickory Dock, says Francesca Triani. Hickory Dickory Dock. The mouse ran up the clock. The clock struck 1. The mouse didn't like that very much at all. Hickory Dickory Dock. How to distinguish an adjective with ed or ing. Reading is the thing you are doing. How to distinguish an adjective with ed and ing. Well, of course, there are many differences, many different ways of using it. For example, we say reading. We don't say readed. So reading. So really, it's a grammatical thing. This is one of the things about English that's very confusing for many people learning English, is sometimes the rules don't make sense. Of course, quite often also we use ing at the end of gerunds. So if you are using a gerund, you might also put ing at the end. A good example being swimming. Swimming. So if you have swimming practice, that is being used as a gerund. If you are swimming, you are actually doing the thing. You are doing it as an activity. You are swimming. Thank you very much. It is a great pleasure to celebrate with you. My real name is Martha. Yes, I got that. Thank you, Martha, for that. Hello, Mr. Duncan. I am Joseph. I need to know the differences between come in and come into. Well, come in means to enter. If you come into something, it means quite often you suddenly have something. So, for example, you can come into money or come into fame or have something suddenly. And of course, you can come into the room if you are already in the room. The person will come into the room. And if I'm going into the room, I will go into the room. So come in normally means you are already in the room and someone else will come in. I really wish I hadn't eaten those Wotsits. I'm really regretting eating those Wotsits, I'll be honest with you. Oh, not a good idea. Mr. Duncan, aren't you hot in that wig? Yes, I'm very hot in the wig because it's boiling in here. Can you speak or act as Donald Trump? I've done that already today. I did it earlier. I did it very earlier. Donald Trump does this a lot. When he's talking, he does this a lot. Simon or Simone Badisha, I want to thank you for these English lessons. You helped me and my son to improve our English very much. You make very good work. I am eating those too. You mean Wotsits? You mean these? These Wotsits. They're okay, but they're very salty and they make you very thirsty. Apparently, Simona says in my country they call these puffulettes. Puffulettes. There's no answer to that really, is there? The only story that can shed light on Trump now is everything is guesswork. Do you agree? I'm not quite sure. I'm not quite sure. As I said earlier, maybe a year from now we will all be looking back saying things like, why were we so worried? I have a feeling that 12 months from now we will all be complaining about him we will be saying things like, "Oh, he's just like all the other politicians. He's just the same." Maybe that's what we will be saying a year from now. Amparo Goig asks, Mr. Duncan, are you an actor? Are you an actor? And if so, in which films? I am not an actor. I've never acted in my life. This is me for real. This is what I'm really like. The other problem with Wotsits is you get covered in all this orange dust. This dust goes everywhere. It goes over your clothes and on your face. Ugh, horrible. I'm getting very messy today. Laura is here. Hello Laura. Welcome to my special live English today. We are here right through to the moment when Donald Trump becomes president of the planet. Gustavo CG, what series do you suggest to learn English? Do you mean TV shows? I mean, you can watch anything really on television, especially if it has subtitles. So yes, I suppose you could watch anything. Learning English from TV shows or movies. You can watch DVDs with the subtitles on the screen. Talking of subtitles, don't forget this live stream later will have subtitles underneath it. So when you watch this again later, there will be captions underneath. I hope. Pedro Belmont asks what my favourite dish is. I like all sorts of food. It's very hard to choose one particular type of food because I love food. I love food so much. So much. I love the way you teach English. I am an English teacher teaching English, teaching speaking skills. The best to you always, says Karwan Mustafa. Thank you, Karwan, for that. Young Life Morshin, Mr. Duncan, do you support President Donald Trump? What do you think? Do you think I support him? Or maybe you think I don't support him? Who knows? Who knows? Hi, Mr. Duncan, could you tell me, when you speak, I can understand almost everything, but when you speak to your mum, I begin not to understand. I don't know. Maybe I'm talking quickly, I don't know. Mr. Duncan, what happened to your hair? You look so funny. Thanks a lot for that. That has done my confidence a lot of good. Mika Ode is here. Hello, Mika. Hello, Mika in Japan. And Mika has a nursery rhyme, if I can find it. I've lost it now. Frisky Frisk is here. Do you remember me, Mr. Duncan? I remember your name. I might be your youngest student. I am 9 years old. Oh my goodness. Don't forget, I welcome all viewers, young or older, like me. My understanding in English is medium. So what series of books, novels or TV shows would you suggest to me? As I've said already today, it is always good to have reference books nearby. So if you are learning English, don't try to learn it without having some sort of reference book. You definitely need a dictionary. You definitely need a thesaurus, which will give you a choice of words. And maybe you could find a dictionary that translates words from your language to English. Young Life, I've already answered that question. It's 10:35 p.m. now, so I must be going, says Frisky Frisk. Well, of course, it is time for your bedtime, I think. Time to go to bye-byes. Thank you, Frisky Frisk. See you later. Mika Ode, I found your comment. Hot cross buns, 1 a penny to a penny. Hot cross buns. I suddenly remembered this song. Thank you, Mika, for that. I hope my singing wasn't too bad. Abdullah Omer, hi Mr. Duncan, please can you open your email now? I have sent a photograph. Oh, okay. Abdullah Omer, let me just find my computer. Here is my, I call this my mobile computer. Do you like it? Look into my black mirror. Look into my black mirror. What can you see in my black mirror? Black Mirror. That's a great TV show. Have you seen it? It's a brilliant TV show. I love Black Mirror very much. It's very, very entertaining. Let's have a look. Emails. I'm going to look at my emails now. I hope it connects because sometimes I have a slight problem connecting. Abdul Omer has sent me something, but it's not opening. Come on. It's taking such a long time to open, you see. Oh, I see what you've done there. You've made it look as if I'm in the White House. I like that. Let's get a bigger version of that. Come on. My connection is very slow. There it is. Thank you very much, Abdul Omar, for that. There it is. Can you see it? So there I am. It looks as if I'm going to the White House there. I'm actually in the White House. And yes, I do look very much like my cousin Donald Trump. Yes, I do look like him. I look very Donald Trump-like there. Thank you very much, Abdul Omar, for that. So there it is. Sent to my mobile phone. Thank you very much. Abdul Omar, or Omar. Thank you very much. Hello, Mr. Duncan. It's good to listen to you. I am an English teacher teaching English speaking skills. You are the best. Karwan, thank you very much. That's very kind of you to say so. We are coming up to 1 hour and 17 minutes. 1 hour and 17 minutes before Donald Trump becomes the president. I am having a lesson with my student on Sunday, says Lena. Good luck to you and have a great lesson on Sunday. Of course, some teachers do work at the weekend, especially if they give extra lessons to their students. So some teachers will work during the week and then they will work at the weekend as well. Mary Jane, do you think that Donald Trump will become the next Herbert Hoover? Big tariffs, which caused the Great Depression in the late 1920s, of course, and subsequently the Second World War. Well, there was a little bit of a difference in time there. A little difference in time. But yes, I know what you mean. I know what you mean. We will ask ourselves the same question 1 year from now. I can already hear it. I can hear all of the TV reporters and the journalists. They will all be asking the same question. 1 year on, what has Donald Trump done for us? That will be the question, I think. Gustavo CG. Hi, Mr. Duncan. I watch TED every day. That is, of course, an organisation that gives speeches and lectures about different subjects. But I don't understand many people's accents. Well, of course, there are lots of accents around. Lots of accents. So maybe sometimes you will be able to understand them, and maybe other times you won't be able to. To be honest, sometimes I have difficulty understanding certain English accents. So even I sometimes find it difficult to understand someone when they speak with an English accent, a certain type of accent. Mr. Duncan, here we are watching you. Lots of people. Here we are watching you from DR. I guess that is the Dominican Republic. Hello to you. Hello and welcome. Francesca Troiani, I use English BBC Two radio podcast for my English training as well. Thank you very much. Yes, BBC supply a lot of good English teaching material. I believe also they have a YouTube channel as well. Amparo Goig, I asked you if you are an actor because a person said that she likes your films. Oh, I see. On my YouTube channel there are hundreds of lessons and documentaries and short films that I've made myself. So yes, I see what you mean now, but I'm not an actor. A lot of people say I should be. They say, Mr. Duncan, you should be an actor. I asked if you are an actor because the other person says she likes my films. I hope I answered that question. Saturino, your snack seems to be like Sipster or Fonzie. Oh, I'm not sure about that. Maybe they are brands in your country. But these are like, I think the best way to describe these is like cheesy puffs. Is that right? Cheesy puffs. In fact, I'm sure it says so on here somewhere. The writing is so tiny. Can you see the writing on the back? You can't even read it. It's so small. It's so tiny. I will definitely need my reading glasses to look at that. Definitely. So yes, I'm eating my Wotsits. Apparently Donald Trump likes Wotsits very much. Joanna R. This is a fragment of a Polish poem for kids. Summer runs through the forest, summer runs through the meadow, dancing with the wind in the fields, smelling fragrant flowers. Thank you, Joanna, for that. Where is Mr. Lomax? I have no idea where Mr. Lomax is, but I have a feeling that he might be in the United States at the moment. I don't know what he's doing. He's been very secretive for the past couple of weeks. He hasn't really been telling me anything about what he's up to. So I think he's doing something secret in the USA. Yes. Carlos asks, hello Mr. Duncan, is it possible to learn English from just listening? I would say no, it isn't. You need to do other things as well. You need to read, to remember. So listening is part of it, but it isn't everything. So you do need to do other things as well. Darko P says, honestly, I'm a bit scared of Donald Trump. He seems to have too much power in his hands. If I can just reassure you here, I almost did a Donald Trump then. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Fake news. Fake news. You're fake news. You're fake news. You're fake news. You're fake news. What was the question? Donald Trump won't have all of the power. So what we don't realise and what we don't really fully understand, even I don't fully understand it, but there are other people who work behind the scenes who we never see, and they are the people that really run things. So the president doesn't have 100% freedom to do what he wants. I think that's a bit of a myth. So I don't think we have to worry too much about that. I don't think he has his finger anywhere near the red button. So I think we're okay there. There are other people involved behind the scenes that we never see, and they make sure that nothing bad happens. Joanna, don't worry so much. The spring will come soon, and then summertime. And that comes from Lena. Yes, I'm really looking forward to summer because January has been a very miserable month. I don't know why. The weather has been terrible. It's been so dull and damp and cloudy. Very, very miserable. I always think that January is quite a miserable month. Do you? What do you think? Do you think January is a miserable month? I think it's a very gloomy month, January. Mr. Lomax apparently is in New York, and now he's in Washington with a mission to take or to give an interview with Donald Trump. Andrew, you might be right there. Jingwei Zhang, Jing Yu Zhang, or Zhang, Jing Yu Zhang. We'll get there eventually with the names. You look younger when you are wearing a fake hair or a wig. This isn't a wig. This is my real hair. Look, it's real. How could you say that this is a wig? It's real. It's my real hair, honestly. If you had a wig, you would be the most handsome man in the world if you continue to broadcast live English in 2017. Well, I will be carrying on. I'm going to continue doing this for the whole of 2017. Although the hair might disappear. It might vanish. Mr. Duncan, what can you say about special English series from the Voice of America? Well, the VOA has been around for a very long time. I remember growing up as a child. On certain radio stations, they used to play extracts from the Voice of America. And they have a special program called Special English where they read everything with a very slow pace so you can understand every single word that is being said. So I think the Voice of America, VOA, very good service. And their Special English service has been running for many, many years, maybe 30, 40 years, maybe even 50 years. A very long time. Abdullah Zuar says, I asked you how can I connect with you. Please give me your email or when you are always online. You can follow me on Facebook, of course. If you put Mr. Duncan, or you can put my real name, Duncan James. If you search for me on Facebook, not YouTube, Facebook, Duncan James, and you will see me. You will see my smiling face. Don't forget to look for the official site for me, because there are some fake people on Facebook pretending to be me. Imagine that. Imagine pretending to be another person. The ingredients for Wotsits is coarsely ground corn, which they use to make grits. Grits. Yes, that's an American food, isn't it? We don't have grits here. We don't have grits in British English. We don't use or eat grits here. Zakar says, Mr. Duncan, you keep ignoring my messages. It's not fair. I'm not ignoring you. I don't ignore people. Sometimes I can't see the messages because the messages move very quickly. Okay? So I never ignore people. I never ignore them. Sometimes I miss them from the list, but I never ignore anyone. Pauline, hello from Finland. Hello, Finland. Hi there. Thank you for joining me. Paulina Kiljunen. I hope I pronounced your name right. Francesca, here there is a blizzard and an earthquake as well. Yes, I heard about that. It's very terrible what's been happening over the last couple of days. There was a terrible event in Italy and also in Iran. The terrible fire that took place in Iran. Seki Star, hello Mr. Duncan from Tokyo. It is very cold tonight. The same as today's. Your hairstyle. Oh, you mean my hairstyle is cool? Is that what you mean? Thank you very much for that. I was awake all night preparing my hair today. Do you like it? It looks very lovely, I think. Shall we have another American English word? Okay. Oh, here's an interesting one. Here is another American English word. There is a British English equivalent. But what is it? So there it is. There is today's next. It is our third American English word. What I want you to do is tell me what it is in British English. Do you know what it is? The word is trunk. Trunk. Now I know what you're going to say. Here, Mr. Duncan. Mr. Duncan, that trunk. Doesn't an elephant have a trunk? Yes, an elephant does have a trunk. Trunk can also be something else in British English, but what is it? I'm not sure if that's easy or hard. Maybe it's easy. Maybe for some it might be a little bit difficult. I'm in love. 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 Welcome. Thank you for joining me today. Just in case you've just tuned in case you have just clicked on me, thank you for joining me. We are live until just after 5 o'clock, an hour and 3 minutes to go before Donald Trump becomes the President of the United States of America and the leader of the free world, apparently. I am going to get my Jaffa cakes ready. We are going to be opening the Jaffa cakes in the final hour. The big question today is, how do you eat your Jaffa cakes? How do you eat your Jaffa cakes? I have a special way of eating my Jaffa cakes. I might show you later. Also, something I haven't mentioned for a while, on the floor we have some hidden words. Can you see the letters on the floor? There they are. Lots of lovely letters on the floor in my studio. But there are some hidden words. What are the hidden words? Some of you have guessed one or two of them correctly. Well done for that. Back to the live chat. Mr. Duncan. Mr. Duncan, the whole of Europe is covered with snow now, even in Turkey and Italy. What is going on, Earth? What is going on, Earth? What is it? Why? Why are you doing this, Earth? Stop it, Earth. Maybe we should ask Donald Trump what he thinks about the weather and climate change. Ooh, very controversial. Hi, Mr. Duncan. I am from Bangladesh. Say hi to my friend Ether. Mohammed Al Amin and Ether. Hello to you. Saturino. Saturino, my snack is better than yours. Ragu. It is so yummy. It's saying, eat me. Let's dig in. If you dig into something, it means you start eating in a very excited way. If you dig in, dig in. It means to enjoy food. It means to eat it whilst enjoying it. You dig in. We can also say tuck in. Tuck. Tuck. Tuck in. Enjoy your food. Go on. Tuck in. Your mum's voice is very nice, Mr. Duncan. I hope to meet her one day. My mother is lovely. My mum. Or as they say in America, mom. Mom. Do you wish to become President of the United Kingdom? Asks Ahmed Khalil. We don't have a president in this country. We have a prime minister who is elected every 4 years. So we have a prime minister. It's not quite the same thing. Not quite the same thing. Mr. Duncan, your tie is so suitable. Do you think so? I think it's lovely. This is my tie. I borrowed this tie from Dr. Pokenprod. Who remembers Dr. Pokenprod? He used to be a doctor who appeared in my English lessons. So this is actually Dr. Pokenprod's tie. I cannot understand the English speaker because they speak with many idioms. Is there a book of idioms? There are a few books of idioms, but not that many. Not that many, because there are many idioms that are used in certain places. So sometimes you might find an idiom used in one particular place, but not anywhere else. We've had some guesses about the word trunk. Trunk. Let's have a look. Let's just move down the list. Violetta, Violet or Violette. That's Martha, I believe. Thank you, Martha. You have got it right. Yes, well done. The British English equivalent to trunk, not Trump. Trunk. I can understand almost everything in English, Mr. Duncan, but I don't have anyone around here to practice with, says Philippe Gutierrez. Well, Philippe, perhaps you could start your own English club. Maybe you could put an advert or start a Facebook group, and maybe you could form a group in your local area where you can find people who have the same interest, who are interested in learning or practicing their English. Reika Kuna says trunk equals... Yes, you are right. You are right. Your answer is right. Saturino Farandola, you are also correct. Hello from Mexico, Mr. Duncan. Do you have an opinion about I don't know who that is, so I can't comment on something I don't know about. No, I don't know about that. Mr. Duncan, says Mr. Anon, I can see 2 words on the floor. There are 2 on the floor. Okay, you are right. But there are some more words as well. Besides those two, there are other words as well. They are all related to Donald Trump. Hello from Turkey, says Kubra. Hello to Turkey. Hello there. Mr. Duncan, I Selgul Eskias. The hidden word. Yes, you've got one of the hidden words right. Well done. Another correct answer there. Guys, sub to me and I will sub you back. I have some news for you. No, they won't be. They won't be actually. They won't be doing that. They won't be subbing to you at all because you're not on my live chat anymore. Bye. Mohammed Al-Amim. Ether loves Rajimjim. Please say it for either he is learning. Please say it for both as he is learning the correct pronunciation. Ether loves Rajimjim. I hope that's not a rude word. Falera. Why he could be a president of the US. I don't know what that means. You mean me or Donald Trump? Abdullah Zuhair. I followed it and I have sent a friend request. Thank you, Abdullah. That is, of course, in relation to my Facebook page. I have a Facebook page, yes. How do we pronounce the letter R in British English? R. It's very similar to A-R-E. R. A-R-E. R. I hope that answers your question. The letter R. Philippe Guterres. Good idea, Mr. Duncan. I'm going to do it. Yes, you could also ask around if you have any friends. Maybe you have some friends who want to learn English. You could practice with them as well. Hello, Mr. Duncan. Is it good shadowing to learn English? Some people enjoy shadowing. There is a young man on YouTube who used to do shadowing lessons. His name is Julian, and he has a YouTube channel called Doing English with Julian. So he is quite a good English teacher, and he also likes shadowing. He's been talking about shadowing, or he has talked about shadowing in the past. Alessandro. Hello, Mr. Duncan. You look great with the blonde hair. Thank you. I don't like Donald Trump. I think he's rude. Can you explain make it up to someone? If you make something up to someone, it means you make something better. So, for example, if I did something bad to you, maybe you would be, I don't know, upset or annoyed. So I try to do something to make it up to you. I try to make it up to you. I try to do something to make you feel better about it. To try and get you to like me again or to stop feeling angry. So I do something to make it up to you. Can I make it up to you? To make up or to make it up to someone, it means to make a problem go away or to make someone feel better after you have annoyed them or upset them or done something bad to them. Hi, I'm Ether from Bangladesh. I would like to say that I like to say to my friend Al Amin through you. Okay, that's the last one. I'm not doing any more. My wife Tanya is loving this show, says Mohammed Al Amin. Thank you, Mohammed I'll try again, shall I? Thank you, Mohammed Al Amin, for your message. How long have we got? How long? 50 minutes. We've still got 50 minutes to go. Okay, then. Still 50 minutes before President Trump steps into the White House and becomes the leader of the planet. The whole planet. Wow. Thanks a lot for that. I love the way you teach English, Mr. Duncan. It is amazing. Thank you, Philippe, for that. You are very, very welcome. So we are 50 minutes away. I asked you a question earlier. What is the connection between me and this guy? The Pink Panther is his name. There is something the Pink Panther and I have in common. But what is it? What do we have in common? I will show you the connection later on. I was also interested to find out what other people think about Donald Trump becoming the president of the USA. We asked Private Fraser what he thought about it. What do you think? What do you think, Private Fraser, about Donald Trump becoming president of the USA? Well, that's short and to the point, I suppose. We're doomed. Hello, Mr. Duncan from Medellin in Colombia. I know you are from London. I'm not from London. I don't live in London. I live in a small place called Much Wenlock. But I would like to know Manchester. Have you ever been to Manchester? I have been to Manchester many times. They have a very exciting and vibrant nightlife in Manchester. I have been to Manchester many times. It's a very big, exciting place. Very vibrant. Very cosmopolitan as well. Anaf Ether. Something has bought me an expensive suit. Thank you. I don't know what that means. Mr. Duncan, what should I do to be confident as you? Because I think I'm not good at speaking or with my speaking skills. Falera, my tip to become confident. First of all, can I just say that I'm not always a confident person. Doing this isn't easy. Talking in front of lots of people around the world isn't an easy thing to do. But the way to build your confidence is to do it again and again and again. So confidence comes from the ability to do something without becoming nervous or afraid. So sometimes even I feel nervous when I'm doing this. Not always, but sometimes, now and again. What were you like as a child? Were you a good child? Were you good? Were you well behaved when you were little, when you were young? Hi, Mr. Duncan. Anaterasu says, hi, Mr. Duncan. I was a good child because my mother would always call me Zlato, which is Bulgarian for gold. Zlato. I hope I pronounced that right. A lot of love from Bulgaria. However, I think it is because my name is Zlatin. Oh, I see. So your name is Zlatin and the word for gold is Zlato. Interesting. Jainam Shah says, thank you very much, sir. You are very welcome. Very welcome indeed. Francesca Triani, I am at home having my tea time break, enjoying some biscuits or cookies, listening to you. A lovely day today. Yes, just 46 minutes. 46 minutes to go before Donald Trump becomes the President of the USA. My US colleagues think he will be a good president, like Ronald Reagan. Who remembers Ronald Reagan? Now, I remember Ronald Reagan when he was the President of the USA many, many years ago, way back in the 1980s. Because I'm that old. Really, very old. So, yes, I remember when Ronald Reagan became President Reagan. And a lot of people were worried at the time because they thought, he used to be an actor. How can an actor run the country? Many people were very afraid. So there. Carlos, hello Mr. Duncan. You should make this program for more days, or at least much longer. Well, today I'm here for 3 hours, but I have some good news for you coming up. Some very good news. Next week I will be with you twice. I will be doing something very special next week. So I will be with you next Friday as usual, but I will also be with you on, guess, next Wednesday. Next Wednesday I will be here, but I will be here at a very different time. Instead of being with you at 2 o'clock in the afternoon in the UK, I will be with you at 2 o'clock in the morning in the UK. So instead of 2 p.m, I will be with you at 2 a.m. 2 a.m. next Wednesday. Now I know that will be confusing for some people because in certain parts of the world it will be Tuesday and in other parts of the world it will be Wednesday. So that is the time I will be with you next Wednesday and of course next Friday as usual. UK time. So let me just put that on the screen again just so you can see it. Next week I will be with you on Wednesday at 2 a.m. UK time. Yes, 2 o'clock in the morning I will be live on YouTube as a sort of experiment, you could say. An experiment to see what happens if I go onto YouTube early in the morning, because normally I come onto YouTube in the afternoon. So next Wednesday 2 a.m. UK time, a special live English stream. The big question of course is, will I stay awake? Because 2 a.m. is 2 o'clock in the morning when most people in this country will be in bed. So that will be very interesting. So next week I will be with you on Wednesday at 2 a.m. UK time and on Friday at 2 p.m. UK time. Wow. What am I doing? Okay, let's go across to the other side of the studio and reveal the next American English word. I will be going over to the other side of the studio now to give you the British definition of an American word. Yeah. So, this is the word I gave you earlier. There it is, trunk. What does trunk mean in British English? Well, in fact, it can mean two things. A trunk can be a type of large suitcase, but that, of course, is used in British and American English, so it's used in both. So a trunk in British English and American English can mean a large suitcase or box. But trunk can also mean the boot of a car. The back of a car. The place at the back of a car where you normally open a door to put things in. A boot. A boot. The boot of a car. The boot of a car. Or the trunk of a car. The trunk of a car. Trunk. Boot. That is today's third American English word. Let's have another one, shall we, before I go and sit back down. Here is the next one. The next American English word that you have to convert into British English. Here it is. Yeah. Oh, this is my favourite. This is one of my favourites. I like this one. Here it is. So there it is. Something I used to wear when I was a baby. The word is diaper. 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 So that is the American word. What is the British English word? What is it? The answer coming a little bit later on. And don't forget, we also have on the floor, we have the words on the floor. My big word puzzle on the floor down there. Can you see it? Lots of letters, but those letters spell some words. Mr. Duncan, how are you today? A lot of people were very quick there with that American word. Very quick. Mr. Duncan, is the word trunk connected with something that is part of a tree? Yes, of course. The main part of a tree is also called the trunk. Well done. So actually the word trunk has many meanings, many. Mr. Duncan, hi there. Maxi Mustakind says, hi there, just passing by. How long will you stay with us today, Mr. Duncan? I will be with you for about another 50 minutes. About another 50 minutes. So I will be finishing today around about 5 past 5. So yes, about 45 to 50 minutes. So there's still plenty of time to say hello. Mr. Duncan, hello from Mexico, Mr. Duncan. I love your live lessons. Why is it so easy to understand you? I don't know. Maybe it's my clear English, maybe it's my British accent, or maybe it's because I'm just so good at teaching English and speaking English. I don't know. I don't know. Tiagran says Ronald Reagan was a great president of the US. He did such a great job. I have a similar expectation from Mr. Trump, says Tigran. So Tigran gives a thumbs up to Donald Trump. H. Hala says 2 a.m. will be 5 a.m. in Iraq. Yes, it will. It will. Around about 3 hours difference. A trunk is connected with a tree. Yes, it is. A trunk can be connected with a tree, the main part of a tree. Also, the back of a car in British English, where you put things, is the trunk. Zakoza says, yes, I saw a certain word on the floor behind you. You are right, you did. But there is more than one word down there. There are a few words on the floor. Quite a few, in fact. In Brazil, we are sleeping because I'm sad. Why? Why are you sad? Don't be sad, be happy. Cheers, what a good news. I wait every Friday eagerly. Now I will wait for Wednesday too. Yes, don't forget, Next Wednesday, I will be live with another stream. Next Wednesday at a different time, 2 a.m. UK time. So very early in the morning here in the UK. So it will be very interesting to see who watches. I think I will get lots of people watching from America, South America. So that's the reason why I am doing it. So next week I will be on twice with live English. Next week, Wednesday, 2 a.m. Friday, 2 p.m. Saturino, yes, you've got it right. Well done. The British word on the floor. There are quite a few words. Yes. Well done to Andre. Andre Vincent. You've got 2 of the words. Well done. Well done. Diaper. Yes, you've got it right. Filera Aquina. Diaper does mean that. Well done. Can you be online on Friday? Yes, I will next week. I will be on next week on Wednesday and Friday. Wednesday and Friday next week. Mr. Duncan, what do you think of Astrid Gilberto? I like her bossa nova song very much. Bossa nova. It's a type of music. It has a... The Girl from Ipanema. That's a great song. I like that very much. Yes, I do like that song as well. The Girl from Ipanema. Bossa nova. It's a style of music. A style of music. It is very unusual that some of you in England say this or thitch or last, latch, lashed. I don't think anyone says that. Who says lashed? I don't think anyone says lashed. Latched. No one says latched. And no one says this. No one says that. You seem very strange in that wig, says Lucy. Thank you very much for that. Thank you for the compliment. Ha says the puzzle is inauguration of President Trump. You mean down here? I don't think inauguration is not there. No, I haven't put that word. That's a very long word. Francesco Procino says hi from Italy. Hello to Italy. Welcome. Just 33 minutes left before Donald Trump becomes the most powerful man in the world. Sir, I am from Bangladesh and I am trying to learn the British accent. Well, you have come to the right place because I live in England and I am British. Next week, we will be having a sleepover with Mr. Duncan. In the US, sleepovers are very popular. Yes, a sleepover. Sleepover. S-L-E-E. P-O-V-E-R. A sleepover. There it is. Sleepover is a noun that means to stay at someone's house overnight. So quite often teenagers will have a sleepover. They all go to one person's house and they all stay together all night. They have a sleepover. There it is again. Sleepover. Of course, it can also be one word as well. Hello from Algeria. Thank you very much. Gustavo CG says diaper is... Yes, you are right. You are right. You are right there. Well done. Naji DZ says hello from Algeria. Hello to you. Hello from Palestine, says Sohala Masarawi. Hello to you as well. Hello, Mr. Duncan from Colombia, Rosa Avila Aguilar. Welcome, and you are very welcome here today because it's live English for the next 40 minutes. So let's have a look at the answer to the question I set earlier. The British English word, what is it? I gave you an American word, but I want you to tell me what the British English word is. I feel like dancing now, you see, because I keep thinking of the bossa nova, because it's a very nice type of music to dance to. So there it is. Diaper was the word. But what is the word in British English? In British English, we say nappy. Nappy. N-A-P-P-Y. Nappy. And of course, a diaper or nappy is something a baby wears. Because of course, babies don't go to the toilet. They just like to wee-wee and poo-poo everywhere. So you have to put a nappy on a baby, or else you get pee-pee and caca everywhere. Caca. I can't believe I just said caca. I can see on the floor. Yes, you are right. There are some words on the floor. Zakoska, well done. Sumon Ahmed says, Mr. Duncan, I am from Dhaka and I would like to learn the British accent. Well, you have come to the right place. Francesca Troiani, is a sleepover the same as a pyjama party? It is the same thing, yes. A sleepover, there it is. You can have a sleepover, but also you can call it a pyjama party. Pyjama party. Rosa Avila Aguilar, at this moment I am here with my English teacher and he recommends you. Who is your English teacher? Can you tell me? Give me their name. Is it a lady or a gentleman? Kaka means brother. Oh, I see. Well, I'm not being offensive there because kaka can also mean poop as well. So that's all I'm saying. Ipanema. Ipanema's girl is correct to say. Ipanema's girl is correct to say. I suppose you could say that if you are a girl from Ipanema. You are an Ipanema girl. Or an Ipanema boy. What can I do to learn the British accent? My suggestion is to listen to as much British English as you can. If you want to learn from it or to maybe copy it or to be influenced by it, you must listen to as much as you can. A big hello, Mr. Duncan, from Sandra Haj. Hello, Sandra Haj. We've missed you. Sorry I'm late. It's nice to see you, but I prefer your cap rather than this wig. Oh, I see. Do you mean... Let me just try and find it. Do you mean that from last week? So that's what I looked like last week with Alana Bendetti last week. Do you remember? So that's what I look like normally. But today, I look like this. Ipanema Beach is not that nice. It is more about marketing, says Philippe. Oh, controversial. I'm not getting involved with that at all. Ipanema Girl is also a Tom Jobin song. Oh, I see. So is it Tom Jobin? Is it really? A lot of people have sung that song over the years. It's a very popular song. I think even Shirley Bassey has also sung The Girl from Ipanema. Suman Ahmed. Hello, Mr. Duncan. I am your big fan. I want to learn some new vocabulary. But what can I do? I don't know. You could get a dictionary. You could read words on the TV whilst watching a TV show or a movie. And of course, it's also handy to have a piece of paper and a pen. These two things with you. So you can always write things down that you want to remember. So that's another good way of increasing your word power, by writing words down, new words, and then remembering them. So there it is, another good tip. Philippe Guterri says Rio de Janeiro is a very cool place to visit. Very cool. Of course, last year Brazil held the Olympic Games, didn't they? And they went very well, very successful. Rosa Avila, his name is Gustavo Rico. Hello to Gustavo Rico, and thank you for recommending my English lessons. Thank you very much. His name is Gustavo, and he is right, because I really enjoy your lessons and I learn too. Thank you very much for that. You ignore Mr. Duncan. You mean I ignore Mr. Duncan? I don't know what you mean by that. Gustavo CG, Copacabana is better than Ipanema. Yes, the Copacabana beach is very famous. A very popular destination for people. Hello from Vietnam. Quy Doan or Quai Doan. Hello to you, welcome. Lots of people watching in Vietnam. It must be very late there now. I think many people are staying up today, staying up till very late to watch Donald Trump become the president of the USA. I think so. In a few moments we are going to open my box of Jaffa cakes as well, because we are coming up to the moment. 23 minutes left before Donald Trump becomes the president of the USA. Are you excited by it? Do you feel happy about it? Are you excited, or maybe you are a little afraid and fearful of what might happen next? We'll just have to wait and see. When you think about it, much worse things have happened in the past. The planet, when you think about it, has had to have lots of things. It's had to put up with lots of terrible things happening over the years, thousands of years and millions of years. So I think the planet will be okay. I think planet Earth will be all right. I hope so anyway. I hope so. And you know what they say? Hope springs eternal. I am now going to show you what the connection is between me and the Pink Panther. There he is. There is the Pink Panther, looking very unhappy. Now, the connection between the Pink Panther and me is a certain part of my body. What? What are you saying, Mr. Duncan? That's very naughty. A certain part of my body looks very similar to the Pink Panther, according to Mr. Steve. Now, Mr. Steve always says that my feet look like the Pink Panther's feet. Now, I'm not sure about that. I really don't think he's correct. So let's do a comparison, shall we? Let's take a look at Mr. Duncan's feet. That's me. And the Pink Panther's feet. Let's do a comparison, shall we? Now, what do you think? Do you think my feet look very similar to the Pink Panther's? Have I washed my feet there? Because they look a bit dirty. Is that just the photograph? Is it the photograph that's making my feet look dirty? I'm not sure, but they are clean, I can assure you. So apparently, according to Mr. Steve says that my feet look very similar to the feet of the Pink Panther. I don't know what you think. Maybe you agree, maybe you disagree. But apparently that's what he says anyway. He says my feet are so big and my toes are very long, just like the Pink Panther. I don't know how true that is. What do you think? Mr. Duncan, I live everybody in Earth, and special Mr. Duncan, I live with everybody on the earth, and a special Mr. Duncan, I hope you can have a very good life. Me, I hope I have a very good life as well. Life is quite good, actually. I think life is pretty good. Yeah. Mr. Duncan and friends, a big hi from Chris Toth. Hello, Chris. Welcome. I watched your last summer live yesterday. There was your pussycat, which is now behind you. Yes, my cat is over there. Can you see my little pussycat there? I might grab it. Long life, Mr. Duncan, says Ahmed Khalil. Thank you very much for that. I really do hope I have a long life. I really, really hope so. Philippe Gutteri is laughing. I think he is laughing at my feet. Really? Okay. Mr. Duncan, have you had your dinner yet? No, not yet. My dinner has not arrived yet. I think tonight I'm going to have curry tonight. Mr. Duncan, is it the tail? No, it's not the tail. The Pink Panther's tail doesn't look like my tail because I don't have a tail. Hi, sir. How are you? Says Suman Ahmed. I'm okay, thanks. Not too bad. Just another 18 minutes to go. And then Donald Trump will be the boss of the planet. Ooh. Van Long Van says, please, Mr. Duncan, please can you have a distinction between worked out and find out? If you work something out, it means you think about it in your head and then you come to a conclusion. So if you work something out in your head, it means you are trying to figure it. You are trying to come to a conclusion or to work something out. To work something out in your head. And also find out. Well, find out is to discover something. So if you find out about something, it means you have discovered something. You find out something you didn't know. You do know now. You have found out about it. But if you work something out, it means you work it out by yourself. You work it out in your head. I am from Egypt. I like your channel, Mr. Duncan. Thank you very much. Yes, I have been here today for a very, very long time. 2 hours and 41 minutes I've been here. And I will be here for about another 22 minutes. Esonal Man says, hello, Mr. Duncan from London. From London, I'm in Debenhams in Bond Street. Really? You are really now watching me in Debenhams department store in London? I find that amazing. All the best to you, Mr. Duncan, and all the world. I think we need it. Van Long Van says, thank you very much. You are welcome. Maybe you walk like the Pink Panther. I do walk a bit like him because I like to sort of, when I'm walking, I do a little Copyright. What do you do for a living, Mr. Duncan? What is your job? I am very curious. I teach English. That is my job. I also make videos. I have a production studio. I do all sorts of things. I like to keep busy. Francois Jose Martin Lopez says, Mr. Duncan, I am from Spain and now I am living in England. I have been a follower of your videos for many years. Thank you very much, Francisco, for that. Phrasal verbs are very complicated, Mr. Duncan, says Philippe. I have made a lesson all about phrasal verbs. All about it. All about them. Sekistar says, I like your singing, Mr. Duncan. Please, can you sing Last Christmas by Wham? Last Christmas, I gave you a cat, but the very next day, you threw it out your flat. Is that how it goes? I don't know. Last Christmas, I gave you my shoes, and the very next day, you started to snooze. Francisco, thanks so much for your lessons. I appreciate them a lot. Saturino Fandola, thank you very much. I've got to go now. I have another long driving journey. Have a safe journey, and I will see you next week, hopefully, if you can join me. And thumbs up, and have a good journey. I like your singing. Please, I can't sing anymore. I'm not a very good singer. I'm a terrible singer. Zakoska says, I will go for a job interview next week during your live lesson. Oh, well, you can always watch it again later on YouTube, because don't forget, all of my live streams are available again on YouTube. Hi, I am Oman, or I am from Oman. Do you know Oman? Oman? Yes, I've heard of Oman, definitely. And that comes from Saeed Sulaiman. Thank you very much for that. Hey, Trump will be president. Are you happy about it? Am I happy? I have no opinion, really. I have no real opinion. Maybe I like him, maybe I don't. Who knows? Who knows? That's what Donald Trump does, you see. He does that a lot. He goes, let me just tell you now. I got to tell you. Fake news. Fake news. Fake news. Fake news. You're all fake news. Is that good? Did you like that? Mr. Duncan, Lucy Varela says, Mr. Duncan, I have got that book about the English grammar. Oh, I see. You mean this book here? This one? Featured on one of my new English videos. Yes, it is a brilliant book. I am not being paid to talk about this book, by the way. No one has given me any money. I came across this book and I really, really like it. I think it's a very good English textbook. So that's the reason why I was talking about it last week. So well done, Lucy. I hope you have a lot of fun and success with your English study. Van Long Van, Mr. Duncan, how about your hair today? Yes, I think my hair is lovely today. Do you like it? It looks very beautiful. I was up all night doing this, preparing it. Doesn't it look lovely? It does. Thank you for your compliment. Maxi, there are many, many tongue twisters in English. What are the common tongue twisters in the English language that every kid knows, for example? Well, I suppose Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers is a very popular one, I would say. We have just enough time for one last English American word. So first of all, I will give you the American English word, and then I want you to give me the British English equivalent. So let's go over there, shall we? And also, I think I'm going to open my Jaffa Cakes as well, because we only have about 10 minutes left. 10 minutes before Donald Trump becomes the president of the USA. Right, let's have a look. Oh, there's a good one. Here we go. Our final American English word, soda. Soda. There it is. That is the final American English word, soda. But what is it in British English? What do we say in British English when we talk about soda? Soda. Soda can be Coca-Cola or Pepsi, anything that is fizzy, some sort of drink, soda. But what is it in British English? Do you know? Ooh. Look what I'm doing now. I'm going to open my Jaffa Cakes. Would you like a Jaffa Cake? Because we are celebrating, kind of celebrating. Some people are celebrating whilst others are not celebrating. Donald Trump becoming President of the USA. So I have my Jaffa Cakes here. I'm opening my Jaffa Cakes. There it is. It's my first Jaffa Cake. You have chocolate on the outside, and inside you have orange. A bit like Donald Trump's hair. So when I eat my Jaffa Cakes, I like to nibble around the edge first of all. So first of all, I nibble around the edge like this. Did you see what I was doing then? I was nibbling. And then I like to take the orange bit off. There it is, there's the orange bit. So that's the orange, and that's the cake. So first of all, I will eat the cake. So the cake has gone, and I'm left with the Jaffa bit. Look, that's orange, you see. And then I always like to put the orange bit in my mouth separately, like this. Wow. It's very tangy. T-A-N-G-Y. Tangy. Something that is tangy is very sharp, very sweet and bitter at the same time. Tangy. I like it. So there it is. My Jaffa Cakes are now open to commemorate the inauguration of Donald Trump. If you know what this word is in British English, please let me know. How long have we got? How long have we got? Just another 7.5 minutes to go. 7.5 minutes to go. Nibble. The word is nibble. M-I-B-B-L-E. There it is. The word you asked about was nibble. If you nibble something, nibble, it means you take small bites. You take very small bites like this. You see? Nibble. Nibble. N-I-B-B-L-E. Nibble. I will be coming back to you after 5 o'clock, because perhaps you will want to go away and watch the moment when Donald Trump becomes president. So I might just sit here. I'm going to sit here and just think about nice things and eat my Jaffa cakes. So what is soda in British English? What is soda in British English? Philippe, you have got it right. Yes, I think so. Yes, you've got one of the words right there. One of the words right. After 5 o'clock, I will give you the answer to the word puzzle. There is a big word puzzle on the floor. What are the hidden words on the floor? Find out in around about 7 minutes time. Look, we are coming up to it. Coming up to the moment of no return. Just 5 minutes to go, everyone. Are you excited? In the words of Private Fraser, we're doomed. Upal00 says, very interesting. Even simple English teacher, try bite Trump. Lol. Anything about Trump is so difficult to find. I'm very sorry. Zakowska has written a tongue twister. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. A peck of pickled peppers Peter Piper picked. If Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers, where's the peck of pickled peppers Peter Piper picked? I did quite well there. I think I did a very good job of that. Thank you. We are now just coming up to 3.5 minutes away from what some people see as the end of the world. I'm not sure about that. I'm not sure if it's the end of the world. Francesca Triani says, I am now watching it on TV. Now, I'm not watching it on TV. I am here live talking to you. So, I am not watching it live. I'm not watching it anywhere, in fact. But I can guess that a lot of people now are feeling very excited. So we are just 3 minutes away from Donald Trump being elected and then inaugurated. That's a great word, isn't it? Inaugurated. So when we inaugurate someone, it means they step into office. They step into an official position. They are inaugurated. The final word before we have the countdown. The final word. The final American English word, soda, is, in British English we call it pop. P-O-P. Pop. Mum, can I have some pop? Soda is pop in British English. Francesco Procino says, I hope I hope Donald Trump doesn't bring his last child. Which one is that? You mean, is that Barron? Barron. He's just a young boy, isn't he? Yes, he might not be there. He might not be there. Francesca says, I am talking to you as well. I am a multitasking person. A person who can do many things at the same time is called a multitasker. A multitasker. Okay, we are coming down to the last minute. We are now 1 minute away from Donald Trump becoming the President of the United States of America. 57 seconds. 50 seconds remaining. Do you have any last wishes before we count down? Anything? Anything you wish to say? I will just straighten my tie. And I will have a Jaffa cake and a What's-It to celebrate. 20 seconds coming up. 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh my goodness. Bye, world. That's it. Welcome to a new realm of humanity. We now live in a world where there is a President Trump. Francesco is going. Bye. Bye. Bye, Francesco. I am not going just yet. But we do now have the President of the USA. Donald Trump is now the US President. It's official. He is now in office. And we are all still here. Yep, I'm still here. Let me just look out the window just to make sure that everything's okay out there. Yeah, everything's okay out here. Yeah, it looks like everything's all right. The world is still here. So that's it. We now officially live in a world where Donald Trump is the United States President. And I'm sitting here feeling very sick because I've eaten too many Jaffa cakes and What's-Its. So it's been a very interesting 3 hours. I hope you've enjoyed it. A little bit different to what I normally do. Francesca says you really do look like him. Thank you very much for that. Just before I go, let's have a look at the words on the floor, shall we? The words on the floor, can you see them? There's more than one word there. If you look very closely, you can see, well, a lot of people got Trump right. Yes, Trump. T-R-U-M-P. Can you see it? Trump is there. Also, there is Visa. V-I-S-A. Of course, in the future. In the future. My American flag just fell off then. Did you see that fall off? Oh dear. I hope that's not a bad sign. My American flag just fell off my coat. So yes, we have Trump, we have Visa, because of course it might be very difficult to get into America in the future, so you might need a visa. There it is. Can you see it? Visa. Also, USA. USA is there as well. Can you see it? There's USA. And one that not many people got, Russia. Russia is also there as well. So there it is. There's RUSSIA. So Russia is there as well. So those are the words that were hidden on the floor during today's live English lesson. That is it. There is no more. I wish I could stay here a little bit longer, but I'm very tired. I have been here for 3 hours talking live, and I haven't really stopped. Thank you very much for joining me today. Thank you very much to my mother who called earlier. We had a nice conversation earlier on the phone. So we spoke to my mother, just in case you missed that. We are now officially living in a world where Donald Trump is the leader of planet Earth. Wow. I will see you next Wednesday. Don't forget, I am with you next Wednesday. Just to give you the time again. Next Wednesday, I am with you at 2 a.m. 2 o'clock in the morning UK time. How am I going to do that? I have no idea. That's very early in the morning. 2 a.m. Poor Mr. Duncan. And then, of course, I will be back next Friday. A special lesson next Friday because, of course, the day after next Friday, it is the Chinese New Year. So, next Friday will be Chinese New Year's Eve. And next Wednesday, I will be here as well at 2 o'clock in the morning. How am I going to do that? I have no idea. So next Wednesday, 2 a.m. UK time. Next Friday, 2 p.m. UK time. So basically the normal time. Normal time next Friday. OMG! 2 a.m. Mr. Duncan, says Gustavo. I know, it's very, very, very early in the morning. I prefer watching you. You are better than your American cousin. Well, I can't say anything now because he's the president now, president of the USA, so I can't say anything now. I can't say anything bad about him because he'll have me taken away. We love Russia, says Matthias CZ. Thank you very much for that. Mr. Duncan, thank you very much. We look forward to seeing you next Wednesday, says Rika Kuna. Thank you, Rika, for that. I have now been here for 3 hours and 5 minutes. It is time for me to go. I hope you've enjoyed today's different lesson. It's been a little unusual. I will leave one of the last words with Private Fraser. Private Fraser, what do you think will happen? He doesn't know. He's speechless. Can you see? He's absolutely speechless. I know the feeling. I will see you next week, next Wednesday, 2 a.m. That is 2 o'clock in the morning, UK time. And next Friday, I will be with you next Friday at 2 p.m. So don't get confused over that, please. I will say it again because I'm sure lots of people will still ask. Next Wednesday, 2 a.m. UK time. Next Friday, 2 p.m. If you've missed any of today's lesson or any of today's live stream, please let me know. Olga says, Mr. Duncan, I was not going to watch the inauguration, but you made me very curious. It's going live in 360 degrees. It's like we're spinning around like this. Whee! Whee! like this. We're spinning around and around. 360 degrees. Oh. I wish I hadn't done that. It's made me very dizzy. So we will go now. I will see you next Wednesday, 2 a.m. next Friday, 2 p.m. UK time. This is Mr. Duncan in the birthplace of the English language saying thanks a lot for following me. Thanks a lot for watching me. I'm going now to have a nice curry. I have an Indian curry tonight, ready to eat. I will see you next week. Have a super weekend and all the best wherever you're watching in the world. Thank you, Francesca. Thank you, Joanne. Thank you, MX25A. Lucy, thank you. Gustavo, thanks a lot for watching today. Thank you for joining me. Thank you all for watching and being a special part of this very historic moment. Have a nice day, Mr. Duncan. Have a super weekend. Thank you, Lucy. Thank you, Simona. Thank you to everyone. I really don't want to go, but I have to because I'm so tired. This is Mr. Duncan saying, have a great weekend and hopefully, see you next week. Ta-ta for now.